Next up, we had a nice little match. This was a really good match, actually. Now, I thought this was going to be a squash match. I thought this was just going to be a quick move. Jericho and MJF looking strong as fuck. But no, it was a really competitive match. So it was MJF and Y2J versus the Varcity Blondes, which is Griff Garrison. We all know who Griff Garrison is now. I really like that. And Brian Pillman Jr., someone who I really like his work lately. So the whole segment started with the Inner Circle coming out together as a unit. They get into the ring, and MJF grabs the mic and he cuts a very short promo before the match. He tells Sammy that, Sammy, I need to speak to you after the match. But Sammy and MJF, that's a developing feud in itself. Sammy hates MJF. MJF, I don't think he likes Sammy, but he knows he's trying to manipulate Sammy, and he can't get what he wants unless he gets Sammy properly either manipulated or out of the Inner Circle. So that's a thing. He then switches his voice over to berating Griff Garrison over the last encounter that the two of them had, where of course MJF beat him very, very quickly. I seem to be the only person that doesn't like the Judas mashup. I'm just want to say that there. I'm happy to be the only person that likes it. I'm just anal when it comes to mixing songs together. So yeah, MJF told Griff Garrison, I embarrassed you. Like, what a wanker that guy is. He's a delightful wanker. He's the sort of wanker I can love watching. But yeah, he is a wanker. And he goes on to just tell Griff Garrison, he's like, look, just quit. Like, you're going to get embarrassed again. In reply, Garrison lays MJF out. A great, brilliant, nice way to start this matchup. Mainly because, well, A, it's wrestling, it's supposed to be violent, and you got someone getting punched in the face, always good. But it also acknowledges the last time these two men had a match, and it's continuity. I think it's funny that we're bigging up continuity in wrestling when it should constantly be continuous. Is that the word? Continuous? I think there should always be continuity in wrestling because it's supposed to be a sport. And if it's a sport, that means continuity is key to what happened in the past and the future. Continuity. Not too much to ask. The match started with Griff beating down MJF. Like I said, continuity. They had heat. It made sense. It was great. MJF escaped. After taking a few digs, MJF escapes from the ring to grab a chair, but the Inner Circle stopped him from using it. So he was embarrassed, angry that Griff Garrison has made him look stupid this time, grabs the chair. Inner Circle's like, no, hey. We're the Inner Circle, we don't play like that. Okay. If they want to be like that, that's cool. But yeah, I thought this was going to be a quick match, but no. Griff actually got quite a lot of offense in on MJF and looked really good. Jericho and Pillman then went at it for a little bit, making Pillman look great. Varsity are growing into a really great team. I mean, they're literally working their way up from the bottom of AEW and up through the ranks. This could lead to a great moment in a year or even 2 years where they could maybe get the tag belts or become genuine contenders. Or they might just stay at the bottom. They might just stay around the jobber level. But I mean, it's just either way it works. I mean, wrestling, whether people like it or not, wrestling is an industry where there always has to be someone taking the loss. We always need people to lose, whether they're a tag team or a singles competitors. There has to be a loser. Now, obviously, Varsity would always work great as the bottom team because they're really, really good. You know what I mean? They're really good. They've got fire, and they're a team that people can cheer for. You don't need to know who they are if you're watching a match to see them. You know they're the guys to cheer for. But that said, I think they could go great. I think they've got potential, and it'd be really good to see where they go. I guess this is where we'll learn how AEW deals with this sort of thing, you know? Right, one moment. I'm going to take a little short commercial break. If we've got the commercial break queued up, do we? I don't know. Okay. Sorry about that. I was absolutely dying for the toilet there. I just had to run to the bathroom. So let's continue on with this. So we get into the midway through the match. Pillman said that with the most Doric accent possibly, yeah. So yeah, Pillman managed to hold the advantage over Jericho through the match. And it's really good. Like, for me, I think it's really great to see Pillman do well in AEW. Like, before he was in AEW, I saw him in places like MLW, and I thought he was really, really good. And he really did deserve to get to the next televised level, in my opinion. And of course, it's really, really good to see the Pillman name in wrestling, and he's doing it proud. And I just think it's these sorts of things are things I like seeing. Like, his dad was a pretty big name in wrestling, and I think that he could potentially become an even bigger name than his father was before, which is pretty crazy to think, but I do think he has that sort of potential. Back into the match. After a hard-assed knee to the back of Pillman, Jericho and MJF took that advantage, and it is heat time, baby. Nothing flashy, just solid bad guys laying in a satisfying beatdown on undercard wrestlers. Heat, heat, heat. Pillman fired back at one point and hit a flying crossbody for a 2 count, which was cool. He's full of fire. Pillman really is full of fire. You've seen him on the outside. He's just good. Garrison as well. They're both very impressive, if you ask me. And then we got more heat, which you can't beat a bit of heat. Just beat people up. That's what wrestling's about. Seeing bad guys beating up good people for us to go, you bastards! Maybe it's just me. I don't know. For the finish, Pillman had Jericho staggered, and Pillman went for a springboard lariat, a move which used to be used by his dad, but Jericho countered this, and it was picture perfect what he did. So Pillman did the springboard up into the clothesline, and just as Pillman came down, his feet touched the ground. Jericho spun Judas effect, perfectly timed, absolutely perfectly timed, and then, as if that wasn't enough, and just to show the world that you fuckers, I can still do a lion salt perfectly, he bust out a picture perfect lion salt and got the win. It was a good match. It far, far, far exceeded my expectations on what it could have been and what people would obviously say it should have been. The Inner Circle story is developing nicely now. I think we're moving to a new chapter of the Inner Circle, which is always going to be good to see where it goes. And the Varsity Blondes are growing into a very entertaining babyface tag team. I mean, I would say they're a prototypical babyface tag team. Blue hair, blue eyes, blonde hair. They've got it going on. They've got the works. Oh, we've got a new follower, ADM23. What up? Hope you're enjoying the review. I don't have the chat open, but hope you're enjoying the review today. So next.